Good evening mga kalaro and welcome to the Council of Titos, the show on the Laro-Laro lang channel that talks about the different kind of game, the reality TV game show and social experiment that has run for over 2 decades, Survivor. I'm Chief Bisdak, Joel Parcon, and with me as always is Juxta Potato, Jao Atienza. What's up, Jao? How are you doing?
Mermaid? Dragon. Mermaid? Dragon.
Jao is very happy right now because his winner pick took it home. Also with us, of course, is the man with the thoughts, Martin Vicencio. Martin, how are you doing?
Doing fine, and I gotta get that bread because I don't want to be like 70 and still doing like podcasts. Or so a winner just said in her final tribal.
Yeah. Well, who knows? In X number of years, we'll be 70 and might still be doing podcasts. Anyway, but that's still ways to go. For tonight, though, we are going to talk about the season finale or episode 13 of Survivor Season 46 entitled Friends Going to War. But before we begin, do consider hitting the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you get updated whenever we come up with new episodes on this channel. And for those of you who don't want to have to look at our mugs whenever we talk Survivor, you can always go to wherever you get your podcasts and search for Council of Titos. And so, without further ado, let's begin. What were the things that stood out to you the most in the season finale of season 13? Who wants to go ahead and start?
I'm gonna...
I think we have to start with Zhao.
The winner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. What do you call it? I really like what's his name's take. Gosh. Who is it? Rob from Rob Has a Podcast.
Is it Sesternino or Steven?
Steven Fishbacks. Steven Fishbacks. Yeah. Like his take on it, on the finale. Like everybody was screwed. Or like everybody was just absolutely robbed.
Oh my god, yeah.
As sort of like the thesis statement, like the theme of the entire episode was like everybody was just screwed. And because Maria was screwed because Liz helped Kenzie out in the immunity challenge. Charlie was screwed because of Maria like not voting for him. Liz was screwed because she had such an amazing sort of like innovative, shall we say, way to play the game, and wasn't able to see it all the way through. And like the show didn't show us that game, even though she mentioned it in confessionals and stuff. Like she just ended up looking like a completely out of touch millionaire. Ben was screwed because he made it to final tribal and nobody really listened to a single thing that he had to say. And Kenzie was screwed because she won the whole damn thing and all anybody can ever talk about is anything else.
Actually.
But at least she still got the $1 million.
She got the million.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a good take. But my thing is that I don't think that she minds.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't. I'm sure she doesn't mind, but still, it's just like,
Yeah.
it's like she won the title of Sole Survivor, and all anybody can ever talk about is how everybody else was screwed.
Well, in particular, of course, one of the biggest. Well, we are moving a little bit past the finale, but yeah, a lot of the things that people have been talking about post season 46 has been the fallout from Maria not voting Charlie, and apparently some of the things that have transpired after that. Right.
Yeah, but I guess we can talk about that when we talk about the season
next episode.
Like, as a whole, right?
Yeah, but for now, that was a good take. But for now, what about you, Marts? What was one thing that stood out to you the most from this season finale?
For me, my thought is, guys, if you saw the final tribal council, I think we should rename somebody's name. It shouldn't be Q, it should be an L. Because even during the final tribal council, Q's getting owned. Q's always getting owned.
Yeah.
All right. But to be fair to Q, I love his question. It was very simple, very practical. But aside from that,
Yeah.
he got owned.
Yeah, and he was trying to
Actually,
save face so much during that final
Oh
tribal.
my god.
well, that's actually one of the talking points that I think like I'd like to bring up
Mm,
specifically about the finale. Uh, Q's question, right? That's I mean, of course, it's within the rules, and everybody
Yeah.
has like it's fine. It's the rules that the unspoken rules
Mm.
are the things that are sort of established by each particular cast, and the jury does what the jury does, and they make their decisions based on whatever the hell they want to make their decisions based on, and the jury always gets it right,
hmm
because if they got it wrong, then it wouldn't be Survivor, right? Like the jury by
Mhm.
definition always has to get it right. um but so it isn't a matter of whether or not his question was allowable, or whether or not it was um something that ought to be allowed, because it is allowed.
hmm
But is it a Survivor taboo that shouldn't be broken moving forward? Talking about the money, like what are you going to do with the money?
Oh.
Mhm.
Because that was one of the talking points about the episode that I think we should that I think we should
hmm
weigh in on.
hmm
um Not whether he should or no, not whether he can or can't, or whether juries
Mhm.
can or can't, but whether juries should or
He
shouldn't.
should or shouldn't.
Should.
Yeah.
Should or shouldn't.
Yeah. Because well, that might become like a tactic now. Like for example, okay, so how are you going to, because there was a stark contrast between how Kenzie responded compared to how Ben
Yeah.
and Charlie responded.
Charlie. Very
Both of
Yeah.
them, both Ben and Charlie, although Ben still also did have some sort of a selfish thing, but I think that he wanted to make it a point to say something about being a philanthropist, and and going to charity and whatever. And Charlie's whole entire thing was all about that, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
And Liz was the only one who was sort of quote unquote selfish, because
Mm.
yeah, she didn't want to be 70 years old and
Yeah.
still be cutting hair, right? But yeah, it might become a tactic. I think it was started by the fact that Gabler, my winner pick from a couple of seasons back, gave his entire winnings to the veterans. So that might have had an influence in the answers of, like, say, Charlie or Ben.
Man.
But
Definitely.
yeah, should it be taboo? I personally don't think so, because I don't think that everyone will always keep on. I hope that not all of the juries from now on will keep on asking that question,
Yeah.
right? Because it
Mm.
it becomes a sort of, okay, yeah, it becomes, yeah, we've done it once. We don't need to keep on doing it for succeeding seasons. That's basically my point.
Okay. All
Mhm.
right.
What about you, Marts? What are your thoughts on that?
I think they should still ask that. Not every season, but they have the right to ask that. I mean,
Well, yeah,
in
again,
final
it's not
tribal
whether they can,
counts.
it's whether they should.
Oh. Oh, should.
Yeah.
Oh, think they should.
All right. So the decision of the jury, like it shouldn't be a taboo that the decision of some members of the jury is based on what they're going to do with the money after. Because that's kind of
Yeah,
what
that's
Q
that's
and
what that is.
Maria that's what Q and Maria pretty much based their votes
Their
on.
votes.
Didn't Maria base it on the fire in the eyes of Kenzie while she was doing fire?
Fine,
Her
whatever.
last.
But what she really meant
I
to
don't
say
think so.
was what she really meant to say was um yeah, but that's kind of the question that I'm asking.
Yeah.
Should jury members of the jury
Should it be part of their thinking?
They're
consideration, yeah.
thinking consideration.
I For me it should, but it shouldn't be the sole reason, right? Because the whole concept of survivor is outwit, outplay, outlast.
Mhm.
That should be. I mean, technically, it's the credo, right, of
Yeah,
Survivor. And it's not necessarily who deserves it based on their lives outside of Survivor, but
yeah,
it
that's
should be
why.
based on who deserves it because of their play inside Survivor. Now, their lives outside of Survivor could factor in. For me,
Mhm.
it can have like I'm like a judge, and then like I'm like weighing outweigh outlast what outplay out anyway. Uh, all of those would have a weight, a certain weight in the
Mhm.
scoring, and then yes, okay, you can put like maybe 5% how what they're gonna do with the money afterwards.
After. Yeah.
But what Q did was that 100% of his decision was based on just that. What are you gonna do with the money afterwards? Right? Because
Mhm.
you have to have you still have to like sort of give something to those who need it the most, or yeah, or have like a, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, because the counter argument was, of course, the counter arguments, of course, are, we are well, they are supposed to pick their winners based on
Based
who
on.
deserves it the most because of their gameplay, because of their social, strategic, and physical game. Because if it were a case of who quote unquote deserves the money because of what they're going to do with it or because of their lives outside of the game, then we might as well just have Charity the TV show.
Mm-hmm. We might as well just like have
See
them tell
money.
their sob
See your money.
stories, right?
Basically, yeah, it might, might as well, like, do away with everything on the island. We'll just get the poorest people that we can, put them in front of a jury of like people who are actually what Liz purported to be,
Mm-hmm.
and just give them the money based off
Yeah,
of the sobbest of sob stories, right?
basically
That's
Shark
the
Tank the sob
counter.
story.
Shark Tank the subs.
Yeah, well,
That's a good
that's the
idea.
counter argument. And I don't know. For me, I kind of agree with that reasoning that it should be within the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as yeah, that's
Okay.
but that's that's just my
Hmm.
take on it. Like, it shouldn't factor
At
you know.
all.
Add on?
Like,
Yeah, it shouldn't factor in at all. You make your grades based on what the rubrics are, and the rubrics are outwit, outplay, outlast, or
mm-hmm.
social game, strategic game, and physical game.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. And yeah, for me, I still think that a little bit of it should factor in. Because that will sort of add that subjective factor into it. You can't be
Mm.
entirely objective
Objective. Yeah.
about the entire thing,
I
right?
have to agree
Because
with Joe.
had that been the case, I mean, I don't like the guy, but Hats should have won. Hats should have won
Mm-hmm.
if it had only been about the game.
Exactly.
His social game was horrible though.
But speaking of outwit, outplay, outlast,
Yeah.
objectively speaking, that's Russell Hands. And if we go back to Survivor Season 1, Kelly Wentworth should have had the vote of Sue Hawk when she did the tirade of the rat and the snake. No.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, but yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that
yeah.
those are different points of view. That's why we're here. That's why we're the
Yeah.
council. We're not here to necessarily come up with a collegial decision from the council as to what should or shouldn't be. But it's yeah, we're here for a discussion. Yeah, for me, I think it
Yeah.
should weigh in a bit, but I don't. I also don't think that it should, like what Martin said. I don't think that it should be a go-to question.
Yeah.
Right? It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. I mean, every so often you're gonna get someone like you who actually did. I was surprised why if Liz really was not a is not a millionaire as she purported to say
Uh,
it, right? She probably would have agreed with that, right? Did she vote for Kenzie? She vote
mm,
no, she didn't. Right? She switched
uh,
from Kenzie to Charlie. She was one of those, and then she even said "sorry, girl" during the after party, the after show.
After after
after
party.
Yeah,
after party.
Yeah. She voted for Charlie.
yeah, but yeah, yeah. I think that should still be an option, but I don't think that it should be a question that needs to be asked every season.
Mm. It's like asking a number between 1 to 100, you know. And that was a jury question.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But yeah, so that's okay.
Yeah.
I my little brother isn't a super fan.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would think that he isn't exactly a normie either,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
right? Because like he actually has Survivor watch parties at his
Whoa.
like at his apartment, right? With he sends me pictures every time they like turn on their TV and all of that. He like, all right, we're about to start. I'm like, no spoilers. Because we get it a little bit later
Yeah.
here
Mm-hmm.
in the Philippines, right?
Damn it.
But yeah, because we don't have Paramount Plus.
Exactly.
Good thing that we don't, by the way, because like I spend enough on streaming services as it is.
Mhm.
Right. So we just wait for it on free TV, or on cable.
Where yeah.
It's now.
Yes. That's where we wait
So
for it. Uh,
um,
yeah.
but so anyway, I asked my little brother, right, last time we spoke, did was Charlie robbed? You know, being a Bostonian, knowing that
Oh,
all of y'all
sorry.
were pulling for him hard, and his answer was interesting. He said, "Nah, his answer to Q's question kind of sucked."
Mm.
Good point,
Mm.
man.
So that's the perspective of somebody who's more of a normie than us,
Mm-hmm.
but not
Entirely a normie, not a casual.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, not a casual, not the Facebook crowd, basically.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just throw that in every now and then, to get the insights of my little brother.
Shout out to Giles' younger brother,
Yeah.
all the way from
Yeah.
Boston.
From Boston.
Yeah.
I'm just
Oh,
hoping that one day he just shows up on Survivor. Like, oh my
Doesn't tell
god, my
you.
brother!
Doesn't tell you that. This is a sneak peek of season 48, and then all of a sudden you see your brother in there. How
Yeah,
would
it's like,
you
oh my
feel?
god, oh my god,
oh
oh my
man.
god. Canonical winner pick.
Immediately, immediately canonical winner pick.
Yeah.
Or the
Right.
exact opposite. Like, no, absolutely not. I'm not gonna winner pick that piece of
Zero chance of winning, bro.
But yeah,
Unless he
so
gives me
that
some of the winnings, but
oh, but that is interesting. That is interesting. That someone
Yeah, man.
who's not so much, probably, yeah, we're not so much as a fan as the three of us, but not exactly a casual to really have zeroed in on that point, right?
yeah.
That just goes to show, yeah, the weight that people put on the answer to that question,
Yeah.
right?
Because I
Yeah.
will argue that that was Maria's reasoning, even though she said some shit about fire in her eyes or whatever.
No, my
Like,
She got disappointed with the answers of Charlie. Like, really, Charlie? Really, Charlie?
no, I really think she saw Kenzie answer the way that she would have wanted to answer.
mm.
Ah, that's
Because
yeah,
she talks about how like I saw the fire in her eyes, whatever. That's just code for like she's like me. And she answered the question in the way that I would have wanted to answer had I been there, and had I had the guts to actually answer truthfully.
Mm.
ooh,
Yeah,
Because
I think that's for the most part that was the point of contention there. The fact that both Ben and Charlie didn't own up to their quote unquote selfishness. Meanwhile, Kenzie was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it to you
yeah.
straight. I'm gonna be selfish with the wins. Right?
yeah, and well, the other dimension to it is the it's like we were right. So I don't know if this is something that I can talk about on air.
Okay.
Um, but for graduating high school students, there are a few awards that big
Universities, companies, yeah.
yeah, big companies give as sort of like, this is our scholarship for a deserving, student or whatever. So we have different like achievement awards and all of that sort of thing. And a few years ago, they called all of the high school faculty into a meeting to decide which students were deserving of this award.
Oh.
Right? Which students were deserving of, the insert name of company award of excellence here. Right? And we had two candidates. One of them was a rich kid who had, who was given everything, was given all of the resources to do good in the world.
Yeah.
And God bless him, he did good in the world. Right? He used the resources that he had available to help out with charities and to, work on these different projects and all of that sort of thing. Right? And on the other hand, we had this kid who was like the son of a fruit vendor or something, who was a scholar in the school, who also had excellent grades, and who made a tremendous effort, given what little he had, to do good in the world. All things being equal, who do you give the award to?
All things outside of their
wait, no,
financial situation.
Wait, sorry, not all things being equal.
Yes,
Rather,
not all things be equal.
because rich kid did more, because rich kid could afford to do more.
Yeah, but the point of contention there would also be, if you don't give this opportunity, the scholarship to the kid who probably couldn't afford the opportunities that the rich kid could, would that person still be able to achieve more? Would you? I mean that's the whole thing. You're trying to give the other kid the same opportunities that the rich kid can easily access. That way, you don't just have one rich kid who can do a lot, but you now have two kids, two students who can do a lot.
So that's, and when looking at Charlie and Kenzie, I found a little bit of parallel there as well.
Yeah.
Right? Because the impression of Charlie was that this is a rich kid.
Yes.
Law school, whatever. He's probably gonna pay off his student debt in less than a year, that sort of thing, right? And so the answer to the question of who gets the award will probably inform your feelings about the vote
Yeah.
that they had with Kenzie and Charlie.
Mhm.
Do we give the award to the rich kid, or do we give the award to the poor kid? And they both did very good.
Mhm.
Rich
Yeah.
kid admittedly did more because of the resources, but in terms of pure quantity, rich kid did more. In terms of quote unquote deservingness, poor kid probably needed it more.
Mm.
But then the criteria was who did more.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but I don't also see it as a direct apples to apples correlation, because uh how would I say it? Like I was saying a while ago, the what the that whole thing about their lives outside of Survivor, for me, should weigh a little bit of into the decision, but
Yeah.
not a majority of it, right? Because
Yeah.
for Survivor, you're basically you're awarding their gameplay in the game. right?
Mm.
Meanwhile, yes, for education, yes, you're also rewarding their achievements in the school, or yeah, what they've done with what they have, right? But you're also trying to arm these kids for a better future. And I don't know. For me, the weight is bigger in the whole scholarship thing, because say for example, rich kid can still afford to probably go to the same schools as the poor kid is
Mm,
getting a scholarship
Indeed.
to, right?
yeah.
So you're basically just leveling the playing field.
Yep.
But in Survivor, it's more of, okay, you need to reward the gameplay of the castaway in the game.
You heard it here
Yes,
first. No such thing as social justice on Survivor.
a bit. There's a bit. It weighs a bit into it.
Sorry.
It
After
weighs a bit into it, but
46 seasons.
it
Really?
shouldn't be like the
Really?
prime. It shouldn't be the prime decision. Yeah.
By the way, for anybody that was interested, we gave the rich kid the award and we recommended the poor kid for another scholarship.
Oh, yeah.
And son of a fruit vendor is doing quite well for himself right
There you
now.
Nice.
go.
That's good.
And
Shout
both of them are doing
Shout outs to them.
very well.
shout out to those two kids. We hope that you become upstanding citizens
And fans of Survivor.
and fans
And
of
fans of
Survivor.
Survivor, yeah.
Because we don't have the Sia award anymore.
Oh, do we have to talk about that because it's this episode?
Next episode.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
next
can
episode.
talk about that in the next episode. Yeah, yeah.
Let's swing from the
What
chandelier next time.
what I found, what stood out to me was the fact that I want to go to the actor show.
All right.
And yeah, Liz, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but Liz hardly spoke. Well, even during the jury, even during
Yeah,
Final
same
Tribal,
as.
she didn't, or her question wasn't, or if she did get to ask a question, her question was not shown on air.
Mm.
On all that she did was affirm whatever Kenzie was saying. Right?
Yeah.
That was her role in the Final Tribal. And then after that,
Yeah.
during the after show, she hardly said a word. Right?
Yeah.
Jeff didn't even go to her as number
Ooh.
4. Right? He didn't ask her a specific question or anything like that.
Justice for Liz, man.
Yeah.
Justice for Liz.
Justice for my
Justice
winner
for
pick,
Liz.
man.
Applebee's. Apple.
She should I really want her on Survivor 50 now.
Yeah.
Like after knowing what we know now, knowing how knowing her mind for Survivor and like how out of the box she can be, but then she can't do the same thing.
She can't
on
do the same
Survivor
thing. Yeah.
50.
Yeah, the
But
gameplay
hopefully,
is already.
she might come up with something novel, right? Like
Yeah.
that, that was
But
the thing that made me feel so bad because of the novelty of her gameplay. But
yeah.
anyway,
And then she reveals she's not really allergic to all of these things. She was just trying to get the sympathy of everyone.
Oh my gosh.
yeah, in the middle of the night, she's been going out and eating coconut.
Yeah. And then even her like prolonged constipation was like a ruse as well, so that people will like, oh, poor Liz, she's been suffering all throughout.
Yeah, that would be amazing if that were the case, but it isn't. I mean,
Yeah.
In my head canon, she actually had that and she expelled all the bad juju away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I said as
That's
much as
still
well.
in my head. That's still
Yeah.
in my head. Okay.
Yeah. Because after that, she was such a
Yes.
delight to be around. I mean, to have on the screen, right? She was like so happy and positive, right?
Like,
Yeah. After Tiki Man answered her question,
Mhm.
like Tiki Man, when am I
Yeah.
gonna poop? No.
No. All right. By the way, I want to get your thoughts about that final 4 challenge. The whole new thing, the pachinko
Called it.
pachinko puzzle thing.
Called it. Then won.
How the
Totally
hell
called it.
did he won? I'm sorry, I can't get my head in that.
because in terms of the edit, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I guess this isn't really edit reading, but so much. This isn't really edit reading so much as me feeling things and
Vibing.
yeah, vibing. Because like
Mm-hmm.
I felt about Ben the same way I felt about Romeo
Oh,
from a
Ah.
couple of seasons ago. Right?
that
Like, and that's
yeah.
I couldn't tell you exactly why. I only assume it's the power of like editing and stuff. But like yeah, what I felt about Romeo was the same thing that I felt about Ben, and um my thought was if they're going through the same sort of arc, then Ben is going to win that final like immunity challenge because he hasn't really gotten a win, and you know they save that big win for him, or they save that moment for him. I suppose if he had like other little wins throughout the season, then but he didn't win the final um the final immunity challenge, they probably wouldn't have been, or they probably would have shown all of the earlier wins, if you get what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. But by not showing all of those wins, there is that big emotional payoff where he finally wins that final challenge. So yeah, called it. Love the challenge. It's pretty cool, you know. But we're still in it. But we're still in it. Uh because historically, um in what's it in challenges where it involves balls falling down, once the ball
Mm.
drops, you're
Mm-hmm.
out.
Mm-hmm.
So there. That's it. But I really liked that challenge. It was really
Yeah.
cool. It was like
It was new. It was new.
novel. It was
Actually, it's
novel,
new.
yeah.
Yeah. I
Like
mean,
finally Survivor, coming up with new challenges.
mm-hmm. Yeah. They just had to like build a huge pachinko wall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else that stood out to you guys?
Mm.
Um I called that Maria was going out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
I called Ben was going to win the final immunity. Kind of blindsided. Well, this is a they kind of touched upon it in the after show, but it was really after the season. Um, they buried a lot of the Ben Charlie bromance.
Mm.
Yeah, I
So
didn't feel it.
yeah, so in the moment, it felt more like he should have taken Kenzie to the end, but you know,
Mm.
after in the exit press, it made perfect sense as to why he picked Charlie
Yeah.
to go to the end. Yeah.
Were you surprised that it was what do you call this? It was Liz who was
Liz.
definitely gonna make fire?
Not really.
Nope. No.
Not
Come
at
on.
all. Not at all.
Because the squad was, I mean, that was the squad, right? It was Ben, Charlie, and Kenzie.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Liz, but it was
Yeah.
yeah.
The tighter three was
Yep.
Ben, Charlie, and
Only can say.
and Kenzie.
Yeah, and Kenzie. And I don't know, whatever social game Liz was playing, uh they didn't show it on the show.
Mm,
Like I'm sure she had a really strong social game as well because she was a big enough threat to throw into fire.
yeah.
Yep.
Did oh, because none of us really quite saw it, like, right? Was Liz really a threat in your opinion, based on what we've
What
been seeing on the show, what we saw
what
on
we
the
were
show?
show what we were shown? No.
Mm-hmm. Right?
But what the exit press told us, yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
And even in the final tribal, when someone asked Kenzie who'd she pick for the fire making challenge, it would still be Liz. It would still be her just to take out Liz. Charlie
Yeah.
had the same answer. Like, there's something in the edit that's not even showing Liz as to why they'd still pick Liz just to lose in that fire challenge. All three of them.
So again, everyone was robbed. Because apparently Liz played a great game.
Yeah. I loved her
Something that
exit press, by the way.
yeah, her
Loved it.
exit press
Oh,
is
really?
amazing.
Loved it.
Yeah, she's really she's really good. She's really charismatic. You can see why
Yes.
Jeff picked her.
hmm hmm
It was a fun interview with Rob, like that one.
Yeah. Yeah, she's insanely charismatic. Like she's somebody that I would love to talk to in real life.
Is she like sort of like a Carolyn type? Did she give that kind of vibe? Insane, but yet
Mm,
charming in a way? No.
A peg
not
down
not
from the Carolyn vibe, a bit more
yeah, sort
controlled.
of. Yeah,
Because I like
Carolyn
how
is
she was sassy.
Carolyn is
Yeah.
chaotic. I
Mhm.
don't think
Yeah.
yeah, Carolyn is chaotic fun. I don't think Liz is necessarily chaotic fun, but she looks like she is a lot of fun.
Mhm.
If you get what I mean. I I think that's the best way to describe it.
Like in a decade and a half of me listening to Rob as a podcast, only the first time or only a handful of times I saw Rob like caught off guard by a guest, which was
Oh,
Liz in the
really?
exit press.
Oh.
Like
I
that's
will
how
have
fun
to.
that was.
I will have to watch that interview then. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, she looks really cool. Um but like yeah, going back to going back to the episode itself.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts?
Oh,
when
let me look through my notes.
when
yeah.
will fallen comrades come back?
Fallen comrades? What's that?
You
They
know,
don't want to
the
do that anymore, right? Jeff said they don't want to do that anymore.
yeah, but no, it's
Which one is that? Outcast? Outcast tribe? What word?
no
Oh, fallen comrades. Oh
fallen
yeah,
yeah,
the
like
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah. No, no,
first
they don't want to do that because they want to keep all of the torches so that they can auction it off.
oh right. How about just the name tags? The name.
Then would it then have like sort of a similar emotional pull? Yeah, I don't think that it would.
Yeah,
Right. It's the
it's
fact
for
that
good cause.
they're like yeah. It's a who was it? Because no, but well, no, I don't think that they're gonna auction off the. Who was it who said it?
Tweet from who?
There was a castaway who tweeted that he is happy that the castaways of the more recent seasons get to keep their torches. Actually,
Oh, okay. So they actually get
they
it
give it
back
back
now.
to they give it back
Oh,
to the
okay.
castaways. I think in 45 and 46 they've been giving it back. And I think it was Owen Knight who said that good for good for the castaways of the more recent seasons because they had to yeah they had to give theirs up.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well,
Kenzie won.
I'm gonna go
Listen,
past. I'm gonna go to Jeff's sneak peek of season 47. But particularly
40
just one line.
several. 40s.
Yeah. Just one line from that sneak peek, because one of them said that he wanted to be on the first face on the Mount Rushmore of the new era. I want to ask you guys, who is your Mount Rushmore?
of the new era.
This
Yeah.
is 41 to 6,
41
right?
46. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So
Oof.
that's four names.
Erica, obviously.
Erica, obviously. Yeah.
Obviously. Um, Jesus Christ, who's that other guy? He didn't win. Jess.
Jesse.
We
Jesse, yeah.
have to have that one guy or one gal that didn't win. So there's Jesse.
Mhm. That's you.
Mhm.
Who are your other two?
Oof. Who's that guy? Oh, of course, Jam Jam. Jam Jam.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Jam
And
Jam.
since Jesse has that spot, I can't say Carolyn. Gotta be Kenzie, or it's just recency bias. I'm sorry, but gotta be Kenzie. Gotta be Kenzie.
Okay. Yeah, Jam Jam because
Okay.
no Banu. No, this is joking. Uh, Jam Jam because he was your winner pick, right, Marts? Or he
Yep.
ended up being your yeah, yeah. What about
He
you?
was Bart's winner pick from the beginning.
From the
That was like
beginning. Wow.
from the beginning, ab initio.
Hmm. What
For
about you, Ja?
me, my Mount Rushmore of Survivor winners of the new era of Survivor would be Erica.
Mm-hmm.
Whether we like it or not, she's the first winner of the new era, and as a Tito from the Philippines, we like it.
Yes.
Right. Erica, I agree. Jesse,
Mm-hmm.
Jesse. Um, I think Carolyn should be
Mm-hmm.
on
Oh,
there,
okay, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
and uh, Jelinski.
Wow. Because he's now in the dictionary of Survivor.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. He's iconic now. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, for me,
yeah.
for the most part, I agree with some of your more with Martin's, right? So I've got Erica, of
Yeah.
course, no questions there. Jesse as well, because of how well he played the game. And I've got Jam Jam as well.
Hmm.
One of the more fun winners. And my last one is for sheer dominance, literally carrying his team on his back to wins. It's got to be
Oh.
Mount. He's a mountain himself, Mount
Oh.
Jonathan. It's got to be Mount
Oh,
Jonathan.
right. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
for me, that
Yeah.
he's iconic in that
He's
sense.
the Colby of this Rushmore.
No, but he's
It-
more than Colby, man. He
Really?
yeah,
literally carried his team to wins. I mean,
because
literally.
I can see the reasoning, or I can see another version of this Mount Rushmore,
Yeah.
Mhm.
where it's
Who's the Rupert? Who's the Colby?
yeah, no,
Batch,
yeah,
right?
Joel's Mount Rushmore makes sense. If we look
Yeah.
at three spots being your social game, your
Mm-hmm.
strategic game,
And
and
Mm,
physical.
your
Yeah.
physical game,
Good.
because Jam Jam, like Kenzie,
social
played
player,
amazing social games. Jesse, great
strategic,
strategic games, and
Jonathan.
Jonathan, great physical
the
game.
physical game, and Erica because she's Erica.
Yeah, man, because she's the first winner of the new era, right? Like, personal bias, yes,
But
She's the
but
hatch of
there's
this one.
reasoning there. There's reasoning there,
mhm.
you know.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah. So
Sort
there.
of like yeah, yeah. Begin with the end in mind. Erica should be on that Mount Rushmore of
Hmm.
new era Survivor. Um, Kenzie's, going back to strategic play in
Hmm.
in the finale. So what the new era is telling us is that social game is supreme.
Yeah, social game. I thought that the the social game was gonna get hampered when who was it who said it? Was it Soda who said that we don't want to hear Taylor Swift songs, we don't want to
Yeah.
hear puns and all
Yeah,
of that
yeah,
because that was how they said it would the winners would get the win if you make your jury comfortable and laugh, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
And that would have been the way to do it, like do Taylor Swift, quote Taylor Swift songs, quote other music, right? Or yeah, all of that stuff. But Kenzie was still able to find a way to do it. You know,
yeah,
put the jury at ease, make them more susceptible to her line of thinking. I mean, yeah,
yeah.
it's something that I will try and teach my business communication classes from now on. Putting your audience at ease in order for them to be more susceptible to your line of thinking, right?
Haven't watched Survivor. Haven't
Have
watched
them watch
Survivor.
Survivor,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
any other things that stood out to you guys?
Like,
Yes. What's crazy is how much jury pandering there was before, like that the final from Final Five onwards, even before that, but from Final Five onwards, like they were really laying on
Mm.
the sort of jury pandering really thick. It was something that I noticed a lot more with this particular season, as compared to like the previous ones.
Yeah.
Freaking giving Maria a standing ovation, and talking about excellent games that were played by other people, sort of like how Survivor China guy was able to placate angry
Todd.
dude. Yeah, yeah. How Todd was like,
Uh,
you played a great game, which is why I had to get rid of you, right?
Jean Pierre.
Yeah, Jean Pierre. So it's a lot of that sort of thing going on. Even like the Final Five tribal,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was yeah, all of those. I don't know, even the whole thing with starting from even Venus was like the most vicious of them all of a sudden. Whenever someone would get voted out, he played a great game. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they really laid it on thick, which is which again is pointing towards the
Mm-hmm.
social aspect being probably the most important thing in the Survivor meta right now.
Yeah.
Your strategy is your social,
Yep.
right? Because Charlie was a very well-rounded player, right? If we have like a D&D character sheet, like Charlie is just very well balanced there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Whereas like with Kenzie, you just max out her charisma stat,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
you know, and that's what wins Survivor. Same with Jam Jam, right? Like Jam Jam, he maxed out his charisma stat. So
Yeah.
that's sort of the direction I feel like we're headed. Marianne as well, max out her charisma
True.
stat.
Oh, right.
True.
Diba?
Absolutely.
The Erica and Gabler were kind of the outliers.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
were
But they
they
had
were
a
stealth.
yeah, they were stealth. And Erica had a good story. That's the thing.
Mm.
It's not
Mm,
necessarily she was able to plant the seeds of her social game, but the fact that she had a good story. That's what got her the win. Well, sort of the same, sort of similar to Gabler. The whole lion in sheep's clothing, or for Gabler in Gabler's for Gabler it was being the alligator, and, being able to hide until it was necessary. Yeah.
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 What was with Erica? We didn't get to see that her social game was um keep an ally
Mm.
and screw everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So she threw a lot of her sort of her social
Social capital.
points. Social
Oh.
capital. She
Yeah.
invested a
Mm-hmm.
lot of her social capital into like one person,
Mm-hmm.
which worked, right?
Yeah.
Like we really didn't get to see we really didn't get to see her relationship with Heather, but apparently that was the thing that won it for her.
Mm-hmm. And then apparently, if Heather had actually gotten to Final Tribal, she would have given Erica a run for her money.
Yeah,
I
so
heard I heard some talk about some people talking about like that was supposed to be the case. Yeah.
yeah, so it was a more um it was a more like happy ending version of what happened with Charlie and Maria,
Mm.
shall we
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. Anyway,
Hmm. Everyone was robbed. Just
everyone was robbed,
Everybody.
and even Rob's sister Nino, right? The Fishback
yeah,
said so.
yeah, yeah, because his name is Rob. So
Yep. His name is Rob. His name.
and because Fishback was talking to Rob, Fishback was also robbed.
Rob.
Rob.
In the same way that right now I'm Joel and Martin.
Anyway,
Oh,
yeah, for the next part of our episode, I guess we just need to go through the predictions that we made and whether we hit on any of them, aside from the fact that Zhao hit on a lot of them, actually.
Yeah.
All right, Martin. Whose line is it actually? Martin said it was Q talking about Maria or Charlie.
Mm.
That Kenzie was gonna be the first one out.
Mhm.
First one out with $1 million. Yeah. Martin said Kenzie was gonna be the first one out for the final four immunity challenge. Liz would win immunity. It would be Charlie versus Maria at Fire. Ben. So
Doesn't get any
the final
votes.
three would be Ben, Maria, and Liz, and Maria would win by 1 vote.
Mm.
My predictions: Maria talking about her relationship with Charlie was friends going to war. Was the title?
Mhm.
Maria taken out at final 5.
Mhm.
Final 4 win for Ben.
Mhm.
Ben would take Kenzie.
Yeah.
Fire, Fire is Liz and Charlie. Liz wins Fire. I didn't know about her. I didn't know about her
Her hands.
wrist, her wrist
Yes.
being among her
Her
list of
wrist.
ailments. And then Kenzie would win unanimously.
Oh, God.
Thinking of, but you know, Lindsay would have won unanimously.
Kenzie.
I mean, sorry, Kenzie would have won unanimously. Well, actually, no, because I think Liz would have taken some votes because of her like mic drop.
If she would have
Her
been
mic
able
drop.
to get her mic drop.
Yeah, but given what we were told, I think, Anyway, for
Joel.
Joel, the title of the episode is Kenzie talking about her circumstance with Liz and Charlie.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Nope.
Maria voted out at final 5.
Yes.
Charlie wins final 4 immunity.
Nope.
Ben versus Liz in Fire. Nope.
Nope.
Liz wins Fire because all of the bad juju is pooped out. We didn't know about
Yeah.
her list.
Uh-huh.
Liz wins Fire. The final 3 would be Liz, Charlie, and Kenzie.
And Liz wins.
And Liz wins.
Had she gotten to that final,
She
she
got
probably might have been. But I don't know. A lot of
Damn
Survivor
wrists.
fans, a lot of Survivor fans have been saying that she's a little delusional. We'll never really know. We'll never really know.
It would have been really cool though.
It would have been interesting.
That would have totally screwed up the Survivor meta.
Yeah.
You're right. Like even if it were like a 5-3 and she got those 3 votes, that would have like fucked with the Survivor meta quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. People will now be, I don't know. It would have, yeah, because she said that she's a millionaire in order to bring down her threat level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? What? But is she really like the spam person, the queen of spam?
I don't know.
Yeah, is she like a marketing consultant who helps you write emails, aka spam?
Spam.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, she does do that apparently.
Okay.
And she does have like successful businesses,
Ventures.
but successful ventures, but not to the extent of like selling her businesses on Shark Tank type.
Yeah. She
Mhm.
sold businesses, but it's only tens of thousands as per her exit interview,
Oh.
not millions. So there is some truth to that. That's why I'm like saying it's fun to listen to her exit interviews. Very
Yeah.
interesting.
So yeah, the greatest lies are those that still have an ounce of truth in them.
Yeah.
The best
Yeah.
lies.
Like I think let's put a pin in that for when we talk about the season
Yeah,
as a
the
whole and
season
look
as
at
well.
Agreed.
like the individual players and
Mhm.
their games. But yeah, like Liz took the opposite approach of that dude from last season that said he was a physical trainer when he was like a
Mm.
surgeon or something,
Yeah.
by saying that I'm going to exaggerate a truth about me.
Mm-hmm.
So she wasn't saying that she wasn't something, she was just amplifying the fact that she was successful, because she is successful.
Mm-hmm.
Just not millionaire successful.
Yeah. Not to the point that she doesn't need the money.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, yeah. So, let's still go to it. Let's go through it. The last portion of our episode, survivors of the week. Who is your castaway of the week for the episode?
I mean,
Let's start with. Let's go, Martin.
I feel it should be the winner, Kenzie.
Mm,
She hit all the right notes on this one. Even and especially the answers in Final Tribal.
mm. Well, I think that we're like unanimous in this one. Is that your answer as well, John?
I mean, I kind of have to be. She is my canonical winner
Yeah, I
pick.
know, but yeah, I don't know. You might have some other answer.
And, you know,
Right.
she is the canonical winner pick that like I know that our canonical winner picks aren't necessarily like our winner picks, but
Yeah.
like after Jess was voted out and after watching one or two episodes with Kenzie, she genuinely became my winner pick.
Mm.
Like, you know, she wasn't only the canonical winner pick. She was like,
You want her to win.
I really wanted her to win.
Mm.
I bought this thing for goodness sake.
Okay.
And I made that freaking mermaid dragon picture. Come on. One doesn't simply make a mermaid dragon picture.
Mm. Yes.
So
yes.
yes, survivor of the week is gonna be Kenzie because it has to be. We can also say Ben because of like his
That clutch.
Yeah.
That clutch Final
Yeah.
Four win.
yeah,
Yeah.
the clutch Final Four win, but you know, Kenzie, man, Kenzie.
Kenzie. Yeah. Yeah. What about now? This one will be interesting. Who was your goat of the week? Let's start with you, Zhao.
Q. Man can't catch a break.
I know, right?
Man cannot catch a break.
Okay. What about you, Marts?
Well, since it should be the ones in the game, yeah, I gotta say Ben. Even he said, "Yeah, I feel like a goat," but you know. So thanks for the self-own, Ben.
Mm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
if we're talking goat of the week in
The active players.
sort of
No, I mean the how it's being used in Survivor. Yeah, it is. It was bad. Yeah.
it was definitely Ben. He was straight up the goat of the week.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
he wasn't the goat of the week in the sense that he wasn't brought to the end. At
Yes.
the last,
He brought
right at the end.
himself to the
Right,
end.
he
True.
brought himself to the end.
True. True.
So, you know, there's that whole like angle, that whole sort of thing. But
I wasn't
yeah,
brought.
I
Yeah.
brought me. I brought...
Yeah.
like technically the goat of the week is Charlie because
Charlie.
he was the one
he
that was
the one
brought by Ben. You know what's
Yeah.
good? I'm changing my answer. My goat of the week is Charlie.
Charlie.
Well, okay, that may at least that makes it that makes us have like three different answers because mine is still Q. Yeah. The fact the fact that his own game was still blown up, right? In Final Tribal,
in front of everyone.
in front of everyone, his game was blown up. He had this whole idea, this whole concept of what his game was, and all of a sudden, no, that's not what really
No.
happened. Right?
We were telling you this.
Gosh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's also something that that was a little annoying. The fact that the jury was quarreling in Final
Yeah.
Tribal instead of focusing
Yeah.
on Final Tribal. Yeah.
That was my first comment in our chat group. God, the
Yeah.
jury is really spicy.
Yeah.
Did I say spicy? Whatever the
Mhm.
term was, but yeah, I commented on it. Like that was one of our first comments after watching the episode.
Yeah. Anyway, how about purple of the week? Let's go start with you, Marts. What's your purple of the week?
Charlie's good answers in Final Tribal. Where is it, Charlie?
Wow. Well, he did still get like 4 votes, right? 3 votes.
Three, yeah.
He got 3 votes, so he still had some good answers, I guess. He was able to sway Liz.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he
Right.
swayed Hunter, right? It was Hunter.
Yeah. Yeah, he swayed Liz and Hunter. And who was his third vote? It wasn't Maria.
Wasn't Maria.
Ooh.
Maybe Soda? Was it Soda? Or no?
Let me look at it.
I have no idea.
Soda, yeah, soda.
Yeah, it was Soda. Okay.
Soda.
What about you, Ja? What's your what or who was your purple of the week?
Maria's vote for Charlie.
Ooh. There you go. There you go. Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit more about it when we talk about the entire season as a whole. The fallout and the aftermath of that dreaded non-vote. For me, my purple of the week is yes, I agree with the clamor of a lot of Survivor fans now. I am missing the reunion show. I'm missing the live reunion show where we get all of the survivors back. I mean, it would have been nice to get Jelinski back to say exactly that the next season is 40 several, right? It would have been nice to have him back there.
Been robbed.
Yeah, we were robbed.
Yeah, Banu.
Yeah, we were robbed.
Yeah.
We were robbed because we don't have an after. Come on, Jeff. You were robbed. We know you want Banu in an after show.
Especially with Sia gone.
Look at me, Jeff. We know you want Banu to talk. Sorry.
We know that you want to give him another platform to win 1 million hearts. Yeah. And you taking out the reunion show, the live reveal of the votes, that just killed it. Anyway, hopefully they do put it back soon. The thing is, this is I guess this is also a question that we can shelf for when we talk about the season as a whole. But something that you guys, I guess you guys might want to think about while waiting for when we're gonna record that episode. Do you think that we're gonna revert back to the 1 hour episodes? But no need to answer it now. No need to answer it now. Yeah, we can answer it later on when we look at the entire season as a whole. All right. Okay. Any other final notes or thoughts for our viewers?
Mermaid, dragon,
mermaid, dragon. Oh, you've got Banu to thank for that, Joe. Anyway, one good thing that he was able to contribute. That is it for tonight's episode. We would greatly appreciate it if you would hit the like button so we don't get voted off this channel. At any rate, this has been Joel Parcon.
I'm a Mermaid Dragon fan.
And this is Martin.
We hope to see you in the council again soon. Until then, stay safe mga kalaro. The Titos have spoken.